Light test 1, 2. Say 1, 2.
Light test doesn't need a 1, 2.
Say
That's a sound test. Don't need to say anything for the light test.
Okay, so Rosie, what should we do it like? I'll say some of your failings and then you tell them some of mine.
Let's start off. I'll say you say what you think mine are, and I'll say what I think yours are, and then we can always add what we really think. Because they might be different. You might tell me more of my failings that I knew.
Alright then, your inability to wash up ever.
You can't bring that up, that household chore that I don't do, and say that's a failing as a person, right? Because you never, ever put the washing on and then hang it up.
Fuck off! I did it 4 times last week.
Do you know what? Let me tell you something about you, right?
Yeah, go on.
My geography teacher said about me to my mum, and this is true about you, right? You have a really nasty habit, right, of looking like you're listening and paying attention when actually you're off in dreamland. Literally, so many times yesterday, if we were doing something, I was like, oh, Rose, you got to do this. And then you'd be like, oh, Rose, we've got to do this. 2 seconds later. How many times yesterday did I say to you, I just said that! You don't fucking listen. So I think that your inability to grasp, the plot line of a film is because you're sat there pretending to look when actually in your head you're like, sausages, or whatever it is you think about in your head. And it's true.
Sorry, were you talking? Fine, I don't listen sometimes.
You don't, ever.
Have you ever thought it's because you go on like a moronic drone?
Saying, oh, we really should get a watering can isn't going on like a moronic drone. It's just being factual.
Oh, is it being factual?
And practical.
And practical.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I'm just trying to create new life in my garden.
Oh, well, here's your applause. This is something that really annoys Rosie. I speak to the cat like he's a human being.
Oh, that is your massive failure as a person, right? What part of your brain doesn't understand that our cat, or any cat, for that matter, doesn't speak English? Like, with a dog, you can train it certain words like sit or walk or, dinner or whatever, food. But Rose will literally go up to the cat. What did you say to it yesterday? You went, I heard her say, right, I was sat here crocheting, watching TV, and I heard Rosie go, Flynn, can you wipe your feet before you come in next time? And I was literally like,
ah! Okay, just because you don't speak to the cat like he's a human being or another person, it's not my failing, is it? Perhaps it's yours.
I speak to the cat like it's a cat because it's a cat.
Well, don't put him in a box that way. I always give you a tray to put your dinner on. The biggest fuck off tray you'll ever see.
I do have the biggest tray.
Right, and even if it's a little tiny bowl of something, really, really small, the whole tray will be covered with the excess that you flick over the side.
I always spill it on the tray, and do you know what? I always spill it on myself as well.
Oh, rice is the worst, Rosie. Rice will be all over the fucking living room. 1 bowl of rice! 1 bowl. What's wrong with you? That's worse than speaking to the cat like he's a human being.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Do you know how many times I'm watching telly and I'm like, pause it, like, who's she talking to? And you're literally having a conversation with him, and I'm like,
Rosie, I don't see that there's anything wrong with treating him like an equal.
You'll park the car, and we'll open our doors, check that it's fine, right? And then you'll get out the car, right? And I actually stay in the car, because for about a good 5 to 10 minutes, you'll circle the car, checking it's okay, are the tyres touching the curb, does it need to be in a little more, is it okay, right? So you'll circle it like a vulture and either move it again or be like, yeah, it's fine. And you decide that it's fine. And I'll get out the car and we'll lock the car. And then I'll want to go. So I'm carrying something heavy as well, like the shopping. And then you'll stay for about another 10 minutes pausing like, but is it okay? It's like, you just spent at least 15 minutes deciding that it was indeed okay. Why do you have to reevaluate?
I'll tell you why. Because the last time I checked my car, what happened to my car? Someone had walked over it.
Doesn't affect how you parked it.
Rosie has this complete inability to do maths in any capacity, so...
Can I just say, I retook my maths GCSE after I failed it, and then I passed it with at least a C, possibly a B. I think it was a C.
I think it was probably a C, wasn't it?
But I failed, and I retook it, and I was the only one in my class to pass.
Oh, I got an A.
No, you didn't. In maths?
Yes. I said to Rosie when we were coming up to 200,000 subscribers, oh, Rosie, we're near 200,000. And she went, how much is that then? And I went, it's 200,000. She went, yeah, but how many is that? And I went, it's not ways to describe it other than the actual number.
It's no, but what you've got to say it to me is like, it's 200 thousands. So you know 1,000 is 200 of them, right?
Don't you get that from 200,000?
No, because it looks like a million.
No.
And I'm like,
No,
this is what
it
annoys me, right?
doesn't.
Let me tell you something that annoys me about numbers, right? Let me work out how to say it.
200,000.
No, I'm not talking about 200,000. I don't, you know,
Rosie, don't hurt yourself, baby. Don't hurt yourself. Come on. Let's keep it up.
I don't
I can
like
smell wood
numbers.
burning.
What does that mean?
Aww.
What does that mean?
That your brain's working real hard. No. And then the other day, right, I was like, so Rosie, we've got 200,000 subscribers. She was like, well, how many off from 1 million? And I was like, 800,000. She was like, how many off 1 million? And I was like, right, okay, so we've got 200,000, right? And another 300,000 means we've got 500,000, which is half a million. She was like,
But I
so that's half of a million.
I don't get why 500,000 is half of a million at all. No, it doesn't make any sense to me. That's not right.
Because there is no such number as 100,000.
Yes, because we've got 200,000.
Hold on. There's no such thing as 1,000 thousands.
Right.
So 1,000 thousands is a
Right.
million.
So how is the world... Right, this is what I don't understand. It's the fault in our stars. Like, literally, how the fuck can that work? How can we have maths if they explain to you, right, this is how numbers work. It goes 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 100,000, blah, 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 and then they just take out a number and expect me to be okay with this. It doesn't make sense mathematically. I'm so practical. Like, I'll go to the supermarket and I'll be like, right, I can make these meals, so I'll get these ingredients for these meals, right? You walk into a shop and you're like, where's the crisps? And you'll get the crisps, you're like, well, some ice cream. And you'll spend like loads of money and come out with nothing. And I'll be like, what about the washing powder? And you'll be like, shit! And I'll be like, what about the lube oil? And you're like, shit! And I'm just like...
Yeah, it pisses me off. We walk into fucking Asda and you're like, onions, leeks,
Yeah, I get all the
carrots,
vegetables.
stock cubes. I'm like, fuck off. Pringles.
Yeah, you literally, it's so annoying.
Marmite.
And do you know what happened? Do you know what? This is like...
Marmite on Pringles.
Hang on, do you know what? This is again your inability to pay attention, basically, like you do with films and when I'm talking. Because what you'll do is, I'll be like, right, babe, what else did you say you wanted to eat? Because I need to know the ingredients to cook it. And you're literally like, huh? Oh, I'm just going to get a crisp aisle.
I suppose my jealousy as a failing would be pretty bad. I get really jealous really easily.
It's quite funny.
I get really funny for who you.
Yeah.
I get really overprotective and it's like I want to just pee on you if we go outside because I'm like, she's mine,
my God.
she's mine.
Tell them about the incident the other day. We touched on it briefly in another video, but tell them what you said to me. You kept putting your arms around me.
Look,
Like territorial.
we accidentally bumped into this guy that Rosie shagged like a few years ago and it was one of her old bosses from work and we kind of bumped into him. We didn't actually bump into him where we had to say anything. He was just there and he saw us.
We went to the supermarket, he was at the supermarket.
and I was
we were
like, yeah.
And you were like this all of a sudden, right? So he was there, we'd obviously acknowledged that he was there, and then this is what you did. And then you smacked me on the arse.
I didn't smack
You
you,
did?
on the fucking...
Do you not remember, Rose? You smacked me on the arse.
Oh, yeah.
You literally went, smack! And I was like, as we were walking out the shop, and I was like, okay, being treated like an object here.
Hey. If he's going to treat you like an object, I will. I do get jealous, but it's only because It's only because... maybe I am just a jealous person.
Why is it?
Because-
Jealous is natural, I think. It's like instinct.
I think it's because I really love you, and, you know,
I do get jealous, but in a different way, I think.
What is it?
I don't know.
Well, honey.
I don't know. Mine's more... I don't get angry. I don't know.
I don't know, Rosie. You kind of do. When that guy came on to me at the Digless the other day.
Oh, I just do... No, but I did that so he would go away and wouldn't annoy us.
Oh, right.
I was very
Oh,
angry.
really? So you were jealous then?
No, I just wanted to get him off my table because he's really insulting. He came over and was like, I may look like a faggot, but I'm not a faggot, I'm just Australian. I was like, yeah, that's
I was
really...
like, I'm a faggot though!
It's really offensive. We're gay. Bye.
Yeah, also stop saying faggot.
Yeah.
He came over and he was like, "Oh, right, you look like Keira Knightley." And I was like, "No, I don't." And he was just like, "Oh, you're married." And I was like, "Yep."
And then he was like, "Ah, so like a shrimp on the barbie."
He didn't say that. So yeah, I get jealous real bad because I just think, oh, everybody fuck off, she's with me.
I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I can do little things, but not, like, I can do lots of things, but not particularly well, and not particularly bad. Like, I'm crocheting, it's not great, it's not bad, it's just like, oh, I'm average at everything. I don't have a talent, like, you can sing really well. Hopefully when I write my novel this will change, but up until then, I don't have a talent, I'm just average at everything. Like, I'm an average swimmer. I'm a very fast reader.
You're really good at loving me.
It's my new favourite place, this is.
It's funny you should say that though, because I'm a little bit like a jack of all trades.
No, you've got
but
loads of talent.
I'm the master of all.
Yeah, you're the master of all. I'm literally master of none. Like,
That's
really,
not true.
do you know what? I
That's
never
not
felt
true,
that
babe.
about me, right, until I went out with you, right? And then, no, let me explain.
Maybe that's not even true.
Let me explain why. Let me explain why. Because, for example, right, so we start dating, and obviously slowly we start doing more and more stuff together, don't we, right?
Yeah.
And we're in new situations together, right? So, for example, we go swimming. I'm not a good swimmer. You dive in perfectly, you're like, and I'm like, oh, she's an excellent swimmer, 10 out of 10. 100% great swimmer. Me, average
Not
to
that
poor.
good.
Yeah, and then it's like, and then like we'll sing a song. I'm there, car radio, like out of tune, like just singing along. You're like, like amazing singer. I'm like, oh, okay, she can sing as well. And then it's like just everything. You're like,
Drawing.
do it perfectly. Yeah, drawing. Yeah, exactly. And I drew you that. I can draw like fashion drawings.
Hey, you can draw pretty well.
I
You
can
do
draw-
fashion drawing really well.
I can draw fashion, but if it was a landscape or like a cat, I'd be like,
I can't draw landscapes. I can only draw people.
I can draw little fashion models and design things, and that's it.
Hey, you're really good at playing GT.
I want to do, basically, a Sims video, because you know you're getting me Sims for Xbox,
Yes.
and I'm getting you Sims for your Mac.
Yes.
I want to do Rosie's Sims versus Rose's Sims.
Your house is not going to be as perfect
No,
as mine.
exactly right. Yours is going to be an OCD world.
It
every
is
time.
an OCD
Mine,
world.
I always let them piss themselves on the floor.
No.
It's going to be great.
No, all of mine have fantastic careers in the most perfect houses, and they are all neat freaks.
No.
Oh, it's beautiful. So those were our failings as people.
There's
See?
probably many more as well that we failed to touch upon, but we got distracted, which is another failing of both of us as people. Don't forget to go on to my blog, roxettaraw.blogspot.co.uk. The link is in the description box, because not only do I post about fashiony stuffs, but we also post, or I also post about stuff we do. And I'll be posting about our birthday plans and stuffs that's going down and lots of stuffs.
And stay tuned for my blogspot, because I haven't actually done a post yet, but I've designed it and it looks fucking great.
You've made it beautiful.
I have made it beautiful, but nothing's gone live yet. That's where I'm going to write all of my thoughts, my feelings, my rants,
And we may even see an occasional film review.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So
Yeah.
everything's going to be redirected through there. Stay tuned for all that stuff.
All the blogs, all the stuff's on all the blogs. Look, I don't even have a tune now. I just sort of...
Do you want me to lay down a rap for you?
No, we love you loads.
Love you loads.
Mwah.